Salvete omnes. Let's continue with Book 1 of Virgil's Aeneid. O socii, neque nem ignari sumus ante malorum, o passi graviora, dabit Deus sis quoque finem, vos et scyllaeum rabiam penitusque sonantes, accestis scopulus vos et Caeclopia saxa, experti, revocata animos maestumquem timorem mitite, forsanet aequolim meminivisse iuvabit. O allies, and for we are not ignorant of previous evils, O ones having endured more serious things, the God will give also an end to these. Y'all have approached both the Scyllaean rage and the deeply resounding cliffs. Y'all have also experienced the Cyclopean rocks. Call back your souls and send away grim fear. And perhaps one day it will help to have remembered these things. So this is the beginning of Aeneas's speech to his men. He's trying to lift their spirits because they've just been through a terrible sea storm. They've been traveling the sea for years and years. They've experienced a ton of terrible things, and now they're shipwrecked, and they haven't even reached Italy yet. They're stuck in Carthage, and I'm not even sure if they know that they're even in Carthage. They just know that they're shipwrecked, they're not in Italy, and everything is going terribly. So Aeneas is trying to cheer them up and say, well, you've experienced worse things than this. Graviora, you've having endured more serious things. O allies, and for we are not ignorant of previous evils. He's saying you guys have experienced bad things, malorum. But a god, or the god, will give also an end to these. Imagine there's an implied malis here, to these evils. The god will give an end to these evils. Y'all, or you all, you guys, you plural, have approached, this is akasistis, so it's syncopated plural form of the verb. Y'all have approached the Scyllaean rage and the deeply resounding rocks. This refers to the myth of Scylla, who the followers of Aeneas met with, unfortunate for them, previously in their journeys. If you want to know more about Scylla, look her up. She is a savage monster with some interesting origins, and she would just prey upon sailors as they went through a narrow sort of like pass or strait that was unavoidable, and then she would strike down and snatch up sailors and I believe eat them. So resounding rocks, and that's just like the noises going all throughout the caves that she lives in. And you have experienced, imagine there's an implied estis here, y'all have experienced the Cyclopean rocks. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Polyphemus, the Cyclops that Odysseus encountered. Well, Aeneas also encountered the island of the Cyclops, which is why we have Cyclopean rocks here. Revocate, call back your spirits, and send off grim fear. So he's saying, you guys have experienced so many worse things, but the god's going to give an end to this. Things are going to get better, so please just have hope. And now, here he says something interesting. This gets quoted a lot. It's a pretty memorable line. People like to throw it around places and use it as inspiration often. And perhaps one day it will help to have remembered these things. So if we simplify this line, it's saying like, maybe one day it'll help you to remember the misfortunes of your life. Maybe one day, looking back on these times, you'll feel better and you'll feel like these experiences have helped you. And so that's what Aeneas is saying here and throughout this passage.